Hey guys, welcome to the Touchdown Table. I'm Ryan, that's Tyler, that's Jordan, and it is time to make our Week 16 picks, but we are not starting with Thursday Night Football because there is no Thursday Night Football. We've got a Saturday triple header, so let's start picking those Saturday games. The first Saturday game, Texans at Bucks at 1 o'clock Eastern on that Saturday game. Texans can clinch the division with the win. Let's make our picks.
I thought you were going to make your pick first.
No.
You know the
See,
system, man.
I know the order, unlike you. You had a problem with that a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
It was last week, I think.
No,
What
it was
was-
last week. I think it was 2
Yeah,
weeks ago.
I respect the order of this table. I know how we do things.
Well, it's sad to say, but this is the second to last week of these picks and of the regular season. I don't know if we're going to do it in the postseason. We will, probably. So,
We will, but it's gonna not be as like this
Yeah.
style.
yeah. So you'll see that in the future. But we start week 16, second to last week of the regular season. 3 Saturday games. First one, as Ryan previewed, Houston at Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay has been doing a lot better on the offense side of the ball. Their offense has gotten a lot better. Chris Godwin did get injured. I don't know his status. Mike Evans, I believe, is out for the year. So either way, they still put up a bunch of yards. I think his name is Rashad Perryman or something. Is that right?
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
I think it is, yeah.
One of the receivers for the Buccaneers, he did really, really good. He scored 3 touchdowns, so that was good. He stepped up for them. In Houston, they got a good division win against the Titans, one they desperately needed, and they're kind of controlling their own destiny now. So Houston fighting for the playoff spot. It's going to be a high-scoring game with these two high-powered offenses, but Houston needs it more. They'll get the win 34-31.
Well, I liked how you talked about Tampa's receiving core because their injuries to their receiving core is really a difference maker, especially with Houston's shaky secondary. However, I mean, I just think that Deshaun Watson will be able to make enough plays. You know, I feel like people are almost hating on DeAndre Hopkins, saying he's gotten worse, but really I think it's just Deshaun Watson's spreading the ball around more when we see like Will Fuller healthy and Kenny Stills, who had 2 touchdowns in that Tennessee game. So I just think it's Deshaun Watson. He's finding ways to get more guys involved in his offense. Carlos Hyde is coming off a career day. And the Texans, they've been on a pattern of lose 1, win 2 all year, and they've lost to Denver, beat Tennessee, so they're still allowed to win, so I'm going to give it to them 31-20 over Tampa.
Well, the Bucks give up points and put up points every single week. It seems like the defense is not good. And you talk about DeAndre Hopkins. That's interesting as well. I think he has declined a little bit.
A little, but not. Some people are making
Yeah,
it seem
people are
way too
making it
dramatic.
seem
Well, he was
exponential.
number 1 receiver in the NFL. I mean, it's not like
It's not like he can put up that production. He had no drops last year. That's
Yeah,
difficult to
that's-
do again. So, anyways, let's get back to the pick. Jameis Winston still throwing picks, but putting up points. It's going to be a high-scoring game, but Houston will win 34-30. Our next Saturday game. This is an interesting one, and I kind of wish it was on Sunday so I could pay more attention to it. I'll definitely be watching it regardless, but it's the Buffalo Bills and the New England Patriots going at it in Foxborough. It's going to be very interesting. The winner of this game, I believe, will currently be holding the division title. I'm not sure if that's correct.
I think even if Buffalo wins,
they're still.
I think if they both finish 12-4, I think New England will get it. I was playing with the playoff machine yesterday. I'll double check that, but I do believe that.
something like that.
But
But it's still a very important game, and the Bills coming off a huge win on Sunday Night Football against the Steelers on the road. They looked pretty good in that game. Offensively, didn't
Yeah.
do much, but the defense was really the reason. But I think the Patriots, as they get inch closer to the postseason, they're going to start to show what they can do a little more. They win this one 29-27.
Yeah, this is an interesting one. Both of these teams are already in the playoffs, as Jordan messes with my playoff machine simulation. This is an interesting one, but I just think Buffalo's playing better football right now. You know, they're playing good defense. Josh Allen is improving. Their defense really impressed me. I know it's a 4th-string quarterback or 3rd-string Hodges that they went against, but they got the job done. You know, like this isn't a team this is a team that is getting really overshadowed just because they're in the AFC East. But I just think they're playing better football right now. I think they've got more momentum, and New England.
Momentum.
Yeah, momentum. I made up a new word. But New England, I'm not convinced they could beat any good football teams. You know, why are you ever trailing the Cincinnati Bengals, New England? Like, why? You were only winning by 3
The
and a
end
half.
score was a
Yeah,
lot
but
different than
still,
the halftime.
this isn't the Patriots of old. I still think they'll be able to come away with the division due to the tiebreaker, but I just think Buffalo is really playing better football right now. So I think Buffalo takes it 23-20.
Well, It came early, this video. You guys already know what I'm going to say.
Oh no.
New England, my Super Bowl prediction. And although I think the Buffalo Bills are playing great football, as Ryan talked about, New England's offense needs to start playing better. They actually got other receivers involved besides Julian Edelman last game, which I was surprised.
Didn't know
Julian
they could do
Edelman
that.
only got 9 yards. Their defense also played a heck of a good game. They hadn't played a game like that in a while. They stepped up, played a good game. That was bad offense, but still. Buffalo's offense, they're decent. They got a pretty good run game. They can throw the ball too. But I think New England's defense is just going to be too good in this game. Their offense will score enough points to win 24-20. New England shall win. As we move on to our next Saturday game, the last Saturday game at 7:30 Central Time, 8:30 Eastern probably. This is the LA Rams at the San Francisco 49ers. A very good and important divisional game. The LA Rams fighting for the playoffs, and the 49ers are fighting to be ahead in their division and for the first seed
Yeah.
after they just lost to the Falcons and are now the 5 seed. So, don't worry, they're not going to go 6. That's NFC East. Well, I mean, that's never mind. I messed up. Anyways, I think that San Francisco is the better team after a loss like that. They're going to come out firing. What did I say?
No,
No, you're good.
Okay.
Make the pick.
27-20. The 49ers will beat the Rams at home.
When I look at this game, I see a team that I think is in contention to be one of, if not the most disappointing teams of this year, and then another team that's in contention to be one of the, if not the most surprising teams, and that being a pleasant surprise. And then obviously the second team is San Francisco. I think they're definitely one of the biggest surprises of this season. And the Rams, I think they're one of the biggest disappointments. So two polar opposites right there. I think San Francisco bounces back and they sets up a big Week 17 game. Because remember, San Francisco and Seattle play each other in Seattle Week 17. That one could be huge. So I think San Francisco gets some big momentum heading into that really season-defining game for them. They take it 24-21.
Well, I got a word for you to describe the
boy.
49ers right now. It's a big one here. Ornithophobia. And you know what that means? It's a fear of birds. And why I'm saying this? The 49ers cannot seem, they always seem to lose against bird teams. You look at their 3 losses, they're all bird-themed logos.
Hey, they beat the
very-
Cardinals twice.
That's true, but
I mean,
they've
that
also
doesn't really
lost.
say much,
They've
does
also
it?
lost to birds as well.
Good birds.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're good birds, but I mean the Falcons not so much of a good bird. Anyways, I think they're gonna be able to bounce back after this game against a non-bird team and win 31-23. 49ers take it. As we try and hurry this up so the viewers don't get bored.
All right, let's go. Hurry up offense. 2
All
minute
right,
show.
let's go.
You got the Chargers on?
It's like when you're playing Madden.
It's
Press
alright.
triangle. No huddle offense. 12-second runoff. Let's go.
As
Does he
Jordan
make
walks
your
by
pick?
to go get the computer charger, I'm going to go on to the next pick. And that is finally, we're in the Sunday slate. We got the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Atlanta Falcons. Thanks, Jordan.
I didn't
Never,
know it was coming.
never do that again.
I didn't even know the Falcons were coming.
And I think the Falcons coming off a
Yeah,
big game,
plug it
and the
in.
Jacksonville Jaguars finally winning after I think they lost 6 games in a row, and they finally won. Gardner Minshew was a little cocky about it. I don't think you have the right to be that cocky after your team just lost 6 in a row. But that's not for me to decide. But I do like Gardner Minshew regardless. Anyways, I think Atlanta's going to continue their momentum, or more momentum, as
Yeah,
Ryan
there you
said,
go.
and win 28-16.
Yeah,
It's charged.
I feel like Atlanta. Well, congrats. I feel like Atlanta. It feels like they have to wait till they're officially eliminated until they can start winning football games. You know, they'll start off 1-4, and then they'll win a couple, and then they'll lose, and then they'll beat some really good contenders. Then they'll lose a couple, get eliminated, and then they say we can win out now because we're eliminated. So now that they're eliminated, the Falcons are allowed to win. They win a high-scoring battle, 38-34.
I've always been unnecessarily high on the Falcons, even though they've been struggling this year. It's not going to change this game. We'll get to the Raiders when I get to them, but I kind of upset the Raiders lost that game, and I'll say it why when we get to it.
Their
But
fans were too.
yeah, Atlanta will win 30-23. As we move on to our next game, the Baltimore Ravens, the hottest team in the NFL, versus the Cleveland Browns, and the Browns struggled against Ryan's favorite team in the NFL. Last week, that's the Cardinals.
44 points.
You actually made the Kyler Murray pick look good. That's how bad they are.
Yeah.
There was a lot of running. I looked at the stats, and Kyler Murray
Yeah,
didn't
he didn't
have
run a lot.
the greatest stats.
Yeah.
But
So, we got some running quarterbacks playing each other right now. The newest one versus the one from last year's draft. You can count Josh Allen that, I guess, as well. But I think Baltimore. What?
Nothing.
You trying?
Make the pick, man. Hurry up offense, remember?
What did I say wrong this time?
Nothing. Hurry. Let's go. Hurry up offense. Let's go.
I said something about the draft wrong. Anyways,
Make your pick.
Please go.
okay.
Thank you.
I got Baltimore Ravens in this
Thank
one.
you.
Cleveland has just been doing too bad. 31-20. The Ravens will continue their dominance.
Yeah, the Browns are a team that I think is in the race with the Rams to be considered one of the most disappointing teams this year. And they did beat Baltimore once. They beat Baltimore in Baltimore, but that was before the whole big trust thing, 10-game winning streak happened, or whatever it is. So I just think it's hard enough to beat Baltimore once. I don't think there's any team in the NFL that can beat them twice. So I'm going to give it to Baltimore 28-23.
Getting beaten by Cleveland obviously did something to them. That must have hurt their ego, and they went out to prove themselves, and they have done that over the past 10 weeks. Looking so good. How can I not pick them? Ravens win 33-24.
4.
Yep, that's the score I had. Next game, the Saints and the Titans. Titans, you disappointed me, guys. I finally picked you. I hadn't picked you like the past 4 weeks, and you guys won. And I finally picked you, and you decided let's just lose this one, right? I know it's a Texans team, a good team in the AFC. Which is a rarity in the league, but still disappointing me. And the Saints, I mean, we know what happened 2 weeks ago. I think they're still gonna be looking to bounce back from that after last week's game at home, and they're gonna win this game 42-41.
Well, Tennessee's down, but they're not out of this yet. They're technically, they still have a long shot miracle chance. Like, they got a thing for miracles down there in Nashville. They got a chance to win the division. The playoffs, they're 8-6. Pittsburgh's 8-6, and just because of tiebreakers, Pittsburgh holds that 6th seed. They've got 2 really tough games, obviously with this game against New Orleans, and then they got to go to Houston next, or Week 17, and that's a team they just lost to. I just think New Orleans is too good of a team. I think they beat Tennessee. Tennessee's done great things. I just think there's a significant talent gap between the two. New Orleans 31-17.
I got the best team in the NFC. There's my statement right now. The New Orleans Saints beating the Tennessee Titans 28-24. I don't care what you're saying about the 49ers game. I think the Saints are a better team overall. And the Seahawks have been struggling.
The Falcons have beaten both the Saints and the 49ers, so I guess, I don't know. They're very close.
Yeah.
That's not outrageous by any means.
Yeah.
Next game is Will Greer's Carolina Panthers
Finally.
About time.
versus the
No
Indianapolis
thanks,
Colts.
Kyle Allen.
Now, making this pick yesterday, I was like, okay, which team? It's like a toss-up between these two teams. Honestly, they've both been struggling. But now that Will Greer is coming back, I am very happy that I picked the team that I did, and that is the Panthers 21-17. I think we all hope the best for Will Greer's career.
We've been high on him for a while.
Greer's career.
Mhm.
That's what he's been.
Both me and Ryan have been.
So, yeah, that was my pick.
I'm really excited to see.
21-17.
I'm really excited to see Will Greer as well. But, I think Indianapolis is bound to turn it around at some point. I think that it's going to be a close one. I think it's going to be fairly defensive-minded with Carolina. They have a whole new coaching situation. Very shocking midseason firing that kind of threw a wrench in their plans. As it looked like they might have had an outside shot of the wild card, then things just started going way downhill. I think Indianapolis finds a way to get one here. I think it'll be defensive. I think it'll be close to it, but I think they take it. Indy takes it 23-16.
Well, Will Greer's time is getting near, and yes, I meant to rhyme those two words together. His time's getting near. Just a couple more days until we finally get to see him on the field in game action. I'm excited for it. I have number 5 in my quarterback rankings coming out of the draft this year.
As I did.
Yeah, me and Ryan did.
Me and both. It was both. Yeah, it was both.
Me and both did. Me and Ryan both did. But I think this first game for Will Greer, regardless, I make this pick before I knew he was playing, but I still think Will Greer in his first game is going to take some time to get there. He'll play well, but they're ultimately going to come up short, and the Colts will finally win one 24-20. All right. The next game, the Bengals and the Dolphins.
Biggest game of the year right here. We had this one circled on our calendar for the longest time.
Man, I cannot wait to watch this game. I wouldn't be surprised if Tony and Jim were calling this game because it's just. Actually, this is a 1:00 game, so it's gonna be like Charles or something.
Well, he usually does NFC, but okay.
Whatever. Let's just say he's doing this. But I think the Dolphins, I know they're not playing well, but they've proven more of what they can do. And the Bengals only have their single win against the Jets. Miami takes this one 21-17.
Miami is just less bad, so I think they take it 27-24.
Great way to put it.
Yeah, the Giants were able to beat Miami last week, but I think that they'll come back. They have a team that's getting more put together now, and 24-20, the Dolphins. I almost forgot their name. Will win.
almost forgot their name.
It took me.
They're not bad at
Wow.
all of it.
Yeah, sorry. Next game. The Pittsburgh Steelers at the New York Jets. Steelers lost on Sunday Night Football. Hodges threw a few picks. That's kind of what put them in the hole. Their
Well, I mean,
defense
like some of
played-
them were at,
Yeah,
the, at the end there,
yeah,
so they were
yeah.
just kind of like, you can't take too
But you
much
can't
of
just throw it away. You can't just throw it up. If you got to take the small yards or throw it away because they still.
it. One of them, there was like 6 seconds left.
Yeah. But still, he would have had a chance for one more play afterwards. Who knows what would happen?
He held his own.
Anyways, the Jets. Well, they don't. Well, actually, they beat teams that are trying to make the playoffs. The Pittsburgh Steelers are trying to make the playoffs. So technically, by that rule, the Jets would win. But I'm not following that rule for this one. The Steelers will win 19-16.
This pick is a vote of confidence in the steel curtain, and that being the Steelers' defense. You know, I think Hodges, you know, even after the Bills game, you know, I think he still deserves a lot of credit, as does Mike Tomlin, because to even be in this situation where you're 8-6, still holding that 6th seed, like that's incredible. Like what he was the 4th string QB in training camp at one point. Like, sure, he made some bad decisions, the interceptions, like Jordan mentioned, but still, you know, I think that Pittsburgh defense, you know, Minka Fitzpatrick has been an absolute game changer for them. Like, that's probably trade acquisition of the year, in my opinion.
Yep.
They got guys who can make plays. Make play. Make play and make plays. You know, they can make them all over the field. You know, the
One
linebacker
or
core is
multiple.
good. Yeah, one or multiple. You know, Devin Bush is good. So this is a vote of confidence in that Pittsburgh defense. You know, I think they're able to take pressure off of Hodges. So I think Pittsburgh keeps on marching in their playoff race. They're not out of this, and they actually hold the 6th seed right now. They take it 19-7.
Well, I'm not going to lie to you. The Jets, they were a lot closer than I thought they were going to be against the Ravens.
And they
I
still
think
were
my
close.
pick didn't say
It
that.
was like 42-21
but-
or something.
Yeah, I know. I thought it was going to be worse, to be honest with you. I didn't think they were going to be able to get anything going. Sam Darnold did look okay in that game, but for a Pittsburgh team that's still fighting for a playoff shot, they're going to be giving it their all. I think that the Steelers and the Steel Curtain won this one 30-21. All right, we got an NFC East matchup. I feel like we've seen a couple of these recently
They suck.
on our schedule.
Yeah.
Even though the NFC East is the most irrelevant division,
Yeah.
we have the most irrelevant teams in the most irrelevant division playing each other in the Giants and the Redskins. The Redskins starting to become less irrelevant, and the Giants also with Eli Manning. They had that big win last
3
week.
NFC East teams won last week.
I know, isn't that weird?
What?
And it was impossible for 4 of them to win since 2 were playing each other.
Yeah.
But I think Washington's starting to build something, and who knows, What Ryan said this year about the Redskins maybe could possibly be next year after
Yeah, maybe
Dwayne
it was just a
Haskins
little early.
develops.
You know?
I'm not going to go that far as to say that yet, but Washington definitely improving. They'll win this one 31-28.
Well, for this game, I look at the Redskins, and they played the Eagles last week, and they lost. And I got my pick wrong, but I did say, and go watch that last video, the picks from last week. I said that this was an opportunity for Dwayne Haskins to really have a career day. Obviously, his career is young, so his best game of the year. And I think he did. You know, I wasn't able to watch too much of it, but, you know, from what I saw, it looked good. You know, it was a back-and-forth game, you know, popping up on the score ticker on the bottom. It was, you know, 7-0, 7-7, 14-7. It was back and forth, literally to the very end. So I honestly, props to Haskins for that. I don't think this loss is on him. So I think he does a similar number. He puts up similar numbers against a Giants team that, you know, yeah, they beat the Dolphins, but, you know, I just don't think that they are. I just think the Redskins are the better team in the NFC least. You know, I think the Giants are the least of the least. I think the Redskins are a little bit better. And a lot of that is because of Haskins. So I think Washington takes it 33-21.
Mm-hmm. This is kind of a NFC East pride game for both these teams since they really don't have much of a chance, but they want to have that pride of knowing who's better. And you guys chose the Redskins. I'm actually going to choose the Giants. That is because Eli Manning, although I do believe Daniel Jones is a quarterback for the future, it just seems to me that Saquon Barkley plays a lot better when Eli Manning is there because he's just a guy who knows how to get him involved or whatever it is, but he's been playing better. That all offense has been playing better. Eli's still got it, I guess you could say, and the receivers are stepping up as well. It's going to be a close game and a fun game and a not important game, but still, 22-20, the Giants will win. Let's move on to the next game. The Detroit Lions at the Denver Broncos. This game, the What did the Broncos do last week? They lost to the Chiefs.
Yeah.
In the cold. It
Big
was
time.
not very good for them. And Detroit, they lost bad as well. To who? Who did they lose to? Tampa. I'm blanking on those two teams who they played. Anyways, Detroit with still no Matthew Stafford. It seems like they've been struggling. They will not be able to win. They'll get close, but Drew Lock will lock in another win, 26-21.
Yeah, Detroit's just a mess right now. I mean, honestly, they get some slack on the offense because of the quarterback situation, but still, like, their defense is struggling. And I think, Denver, they've got reasons to be optimistic. Even though they're eliminated, even though they're coming off a bad loss, Drew Lock, he's a guy who played in the SEC, so he's used to a lot of more warmer climates, maybe not so much experience playing in the snow. I think that's a factor.
Yeah,
Not to
he
say
played
that.
there for, I think he lived
And
there.
Well, yeah,
he
he went to Missouri, so you're playing in Georgia and Florida and out. Like,
You're talking about playing football wise, like
yeah.
on the
Yeah,
big
he also
stage.
played in Missouri
No,
at home.
I'm not trying to
Home games.
completely,
Yeah.
he still, didn't have his best game, but I think it's a factor to acknowledge, specifically because he comes from a conference where he's playing in like states like Florida and Georgia. But anywho, he's back at home. I think we see the Drew Lock we saw in his first two starts, and Denver dominates 34-17.
Oh, I kind of expected this to come after a little bit. This is a setback in Drew Lock's year,
Yeah.
but I don't think this is going to be something that
They're a good team.
stays there and lasts a while. I think he'll be able to bounce back. I know the offense wasn't clicking or buzzing last week. I get it there with their with the Drew Lock.
I got you.
They weren't buzzing last
I
week.
got it when he did this, but I didn't get.
Yeah.
Oh, now I understand.
Uh,
That's not you.
Yeah, thank you. They just
Wasn't
weren't
funny, though.
weren't doing very good. But this week, I think that changes against a struggling Detroit team.
Lean.
The Broncos win 26-23. All right, our next game: the Raiders and the Chargers. Well, the Chargers, you guys did so good 2 weeks ago. Then you come in last week and you just get demolished at home by the Vikings. Absolutely destroyed too. It was very bad. And then the Raiders thought they had that win, and then Gardner Minshew went in and said, "Nope, I'm gonna ruin this for all you Oakland fans." And I kind of feel bad for them, but that's the way it goes. Sometimes I think Oakland continues to lose. The Chargers come back and win 32-29.
Yeah. I feel like I think there was like some misinterpretations of the schedule because people were saying that like last week was the last home game in Oakland, but looking at the schedule, it appears that it's this week.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it's at the Chargers, so
That's right.
yeah, I think that this is their last home game. So
I
I
was
think,
looking at him like, did I mess this
no,
up?
you're
or-
good. But I think Oakland wins their last home. Like literally, the stand is just gonna be silver and black. It's like if you're getting rated by Vikings fans who live across the country, like just imagine what it's like when you're playing a division rival in your own state who used to play in Los Angeles. Oakland wins their final home game, 26-16.
Yeah, I
Just
previewed
maybe-
Oakland before on why I really wanted to win because it was their last home game. We've talked about it. I just felt like the fans deserved it, the team deserved it. And it kind of sucks that the Jaguars had to beat them in that way.
Come on, Gardner.
Yeah, why'd you have to do that? You just fought for nothing. Anyways, Oakland will win this game 21-20. I didn't understand what I said. Next game, Dallas Cowboys at the Philadelphia Eagles. Both these teams actually showed up last week. Dallas showed up a lot more than Philly, as you could say. But Dallas put on a strong win against the Rams, who have been doing good to that point. Still think they'll do okay in the future, but that was a tough loss for them and for playoff hopes as well. This is going to be a very, very important game. This could very well decide the NFC East.
NFC what?
Least.
East.
There you go.
Least.
Okay. Thought I got it wrong for a second. I was like, okay.
You got-
28-26.
He's
The
You didn't get
Eagles
the bus thing.
will win this game and make the playoffs off of Carson Wentz's leadership, hopefully, for me.
Yeah,
I make it that far.
Hopefully, okay. Yeah, I don't know why the Eagles always do this thing where they just have a horrible, horrible middle stretch of the year, then somehow find a way to just sneak into
Every
those
year.
playoffs. Yeah, every year. But I think they're just absolutely beat up right now. Like their injury list. It's like, oh my! It's like when you it's like when you go Black Friday shopping, you get the receipt. And it's like this long. It's like that's like their injury list right now. And they've barely.
How long
gotten-
is it?
Like
This.
it's like crazy. But I think that just with this team, they're you good?
Yep.
I'm trying to make my pick here. Just with this team, they're just so
What?
beat up. you're having a rough day, buddy. But they're so beat up. You know, you look. They played the Giants in the Redskins. They needed everything to beat them. Those are teams that I think if they're healthy, they beat handedly. I think Dallas is the healthier team. I think Dallas is coming off a lot of momentum with that win against the Rams in dominant fashion. You know, just make sure you say defer Dak. But I do think
What
that.
happened with that?
Yeah, it's a mess. You know,
Where did they kick?
did say
Defer to
defer.
the second.
Yeah, kick, defer. No, we're gonna kick. And, no, we don't want the ball. We go that way. And no, we'll defer. And yeah, you know. If I was the official, I'd been confused too. But Dallas is the healthier team and the better team. They take it in Philadelphia, and I believe this would clinch the division for them because then they'd have 2 wins. Yeah, I think it would.
It does.
They take it 30-20 in the city of brotherly love.
Well, I think it was just a matter of time before the Cowboys finally put up a good game. They have too much talent on that roster, and they did. They put up 44 points, I think, which is very impressive against a Rams team that has some good playmakers as well. I think that carries into the next week. I know Philadelphia just won 2 games that I remember calling in a row. Maybe it's more, but I'm not sure. But I think Dallas wins 27-23. All right. The Cardinals and the Seahawks. 2 teams I was talking about with the 49ers. One bird not so good, and the other bird very good. Goes back to that fear of birds. But I think Seattle obviously is a better team. Not too much of a difficult pick for me, even though the Cardinals did good last week. Seattle wins 32-20.
Wow, the Cardinals coming off of a win? I can't remember the last time I've said that, but, you know, hope you enjoyed it, Cliff and company, because Seattle's going to destroy you 44-22. May I just say it quick? What was I gonna say?
You do too.
Seattle. 30-21.
Very good.
Yes. Next game, Kansas City Chiefs at the Chicago Bears. Made that one quick because I probably talked about this one longer than I should.
Okay.
This game is important for Ryan because he wants
Yeah.
to make the 2 seed or whatever.
We're all cheering for the Bears.
3
this
seed.
week.
I don't want to play the Bills first round. That has first round exit written all over it. Like, I want the 3 seed. Please make it happen.
Well, anyways, the Bears are officially eliminated from the playoffs now, so this game is kind of just a confidence game for them, trying to show who they are against a good team on Sunday Night Football against Nagy's old team. And I hate this storyline, but I have to say it. The Trubisky, Mahomes,
Yeah.
Watson thing. Just please, everyone shut up about that. It was years ago. Move on, please.
Well, it's kind of hard to when Mahomes and Watson are having the
Yeah.
success that they are and Trubisky struggling the way he
Just
is.
yeah, but that is
300
how it
yards
is.
last week.
Yeah.
53 pass attempts.
That's way too many. You can't have a quarterback like him throwing that many
I
times.
know.
Anyways,
It's on you now.
I was about to rant.
But
I'm
I
just
still
not
love
going
it.
to. I'll make this video end 27-24, holding in my rant.
Yeah. You know, I want the Bears to win this game because I want my Texans to have an opportunity to get that number 3 seed
Right
and
away.
not have to play those sneaky good Buffalo Bills in the first round. As much as I want the Bears to help me out here, I just can't pick against Patrick Mahomes and the
I
Chiefs.
can.
They're getting
Like
hot
I
at the
usually
right
do.
time.
Oh, it's the Bears.
I'm going to give it to Kansas City 31-23.
Bears officially eliminated from the playoffs.
Nice.
I can now once again pick with my mind again, and that's what I'm going to do. Kansas City been playing well. They go into Chicago and win 30-21.
As you know, I don't pick with my mind for the Bears.
Yeah, we know he hasn't been.
I say it every week. I pick the Bears every week. The Bears will win it. That's how we always pick the Bears.
He's got them being 15-0 right now. So, all right, no, well, next week, yeah. But don't foreshadow. All right, our last game, the Monday night game. This one should be another good one. There's been a lot of good Monday night games this year, and this is no different. The Packers and the Vikings. Now the Packers already clinched a playoff spot, but I don't think they've clinched the division yet.
No,
So this is a very important game for both the Vikings and the Packers. Vikings still trying to get out of that wild card spot and actually retain the wild card spot because they have not clinched the playoffs yet either.
they're close.
They're very close, but they got to win this game if they want to win the division. I don't think that's going to happen. The Packers will win 32-30.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun one. You know, I like the Vikings. You know, I think they're a dark horse team. You know, if they just get into the playoffs, I think if Kirk Cousins is playing well, we've seen what this team is like when Kirk Cousins is playing well, and it's pretty dang good. So I think if he could just play well, I think they kind of set the tone for the team. We know the defense is solid. They declined a little from last year, but I still think this is a good football team. I think they take this one 31-28, and I know Jordan
He's about to
he hates Minnesota. I do
He's
not
about
know
to
why.
start
You know, I
dissing
like
them just a
Minnesota, but
second.
he just does not I don't know. I'm 99% sure he picked the Packers. I haven't looked, but let's just hear him make a pick.
You're right.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he probably thinks the Vikings are like one of the worst 5 teams in the league. They're 10-4. Like, come
I'm
on.
not saying they're an awful team. I just don't think that they are as good. Although defense played a lot better last week against the Chargers, so is that saying much? Probably not. But I still think Green Bay will win this game. It's going to be a close game between the 2 division rivals, and Minnesota will put up a fight because they have a decent team, just not as hyped up as everyone talks about. Kirk Cousins MVP. Green Bay will win 30-24.
I do not endorse that.
All right, well, that's our picks for this week. I hope you guys enjoyed this.
Might be out.
Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this longer video.
Kirk Cousins in prime time. What's going to go wrong?
He'll lose.
If you're still here, make sure to like this video, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and comment. You'll get a response if you comment.
Yep.
And we will see you all later.
See ya.